This topic is widely requested, especially by our clients in our membership community called The Circle, and people that I'm in regular conversation with. Perhaps they're in our Facebook group, which is by the same name as this podcast, Live Your Yes Life. So today I'm going to give you a training, a crash course, everything you need to know about what a DMO is and why you need one. Okay, so you're going to want to get a notebook and paper. You will want to take notes for this. If you're listening while you're driving right now, that's cool. Keep listening. You don't have to click off, but you're going to want to go back through this again with a pen and paper so that you can take notes and in real time make with me your DMO, which I know right away you're like, what is a DMO? What does that stand for? It stands for Daily Method of Operation. And I'm going to give you all the deets on today's episode of Live Your Yes Life. This is a podcast that I am a co-host of alongside with my business partner, quite honestly, the best partner a girl could ask for, my mom, Lisa Limata. Together, we run our business, which is called Rise Leadership Circle. We are life coaches for soulful entrepreneurs who not only are here to live a deep, meaningful, and fulfilling life, but also to make big money while they're doing it so they can fund their dream lives, which we call living your yes life. So we have this podcast, a book available on Amazon, and a Facebook group, all by the same name, Live Your Yes Life. And that is what I'm going to help you do today. Okay, so like I said, this is a training where I'm going to give you all the who's its and what's its galore on DMO. So a DMO is an acronym for your daily method of operation. And I believe that this is a crucial tool that every entrepreneur needs. And the good news is that it's totally free to make. I'm going to help you do it right now. All you need is a pen and paper, and you're going to have yourself one by the end of this recording. And it will help you make a really big impact in your business and in the results that you're seeing. So if you're someone that wants to work light and have a big impact, like me, then a DMO is going to be for you. Before we dive in, we need to back up a little bit so that I can give you kind of a bird's eye view or a picture of how and where the DMO fits inside your day. Okay, so let me take a sip of my tea and we're gonna get going. I don't know about you, but I travel a lot. I fly a lot and I'm a Delta girly. I've got the credit card, the points. I love a good Delta flight because they're on it. So I'm going to use an airplane analogy for this, and I'm going to be thinking of Delta. When a pilot comes into work, there are a few things that need to happen. Now, I'm not a pilot. I'm sure that there is a lot more than the simplified view that I see, but I'm going to give us a simplified analogy because I think that it will land for us. So when the pilot first gets on the plane, there is some pre-work, right? I have seen before, as I'm mentoring, that there's a clipboard of sorts with a checklist, and they're checking all of the buttons and the gauges and the levels, and they're making sure that everything is a go for our flight today. This is what prepares us to have a smooth sailing ride. So there's the before, there's the prep work, which is instrumental, crucial. I would never want a pilot to skip that because they are in a rush or in a hurry or they just think that it's going to be fine. That to me feels really important. Then there's what happens when we're actually in the air, right? So then they're doing whatever they're doing in the cockpit. They are flying the plane, and there is a system that they're following. They're not just winging it. They're not like, oh, let's just give this a go today. Let's just see what happens with this. There's a system, a process, and a procedure that they're following, which is what keeps us in air and gets us to our destination. And then there's the landing. And I've been on many flights where there's a landing and everybody claps and cheers. And the job is done, and we get to celebrate how grateful we are to have safely made it to our destination. So let's use those three parts of the flight: the pre-flight, the prep work, the system during the flight itself, and the landing to make an analogy of the three most important things that we need to have as an entrepreneur. Here we go. The pre-work, the pilot in the cockpit with their clipboard, checking all the gauges, levels, buttons, etc. That is our morning ritual. And I do think that it's really important for everyone to have a morning ritual. Now, maybe your life indicates that you do a ritual in the afternoon or the evening, and that's all fine. I want people to make it work for them. And yet, there is something that's important about it being in the morning. Okay, like we can understand that it just wouldn't work to have the pilot say, "Oh, I'm in a hurry. This coffee will have to do. I'm going to check the levels once we land." So there's an important of the prep work, and that's really what a morning ritual is. Now, I could go on for days and hours about a morning ritual, but that's not the point of this video today. But I do want to tell you that we have a really awesome PDF resource for you to help you create your Yes Life Wealth ritual. And this is our recommendation. We have a short, bite-sized 15-minute version and an elongated, I'm really here to turn up the dial on wealth version in this one PDF. So you can grab that for free in the show notes linked near this video so that you can, in fact, take our morning ritual, which is like your pre-work to get your day up and running. So that's happening. Then there's the flying of the plane. And this is what we're going to focus on today. There is a system that the pilots have to fly the plane in a way that they know works to get them from destination A to our final destination. This is your DMO. This is your daily method of operation. It's the system that you're using to get you to your desired destination day after day after day. And I'm about to expand on that and give you all the details in just a moment. And then the final piece is the landing. This is when everybody in the plane claps, the flight attendant comes on and makes a celebration announcement. We have a lot of gratitude for the pilots and the team who got us there safely. And this is celebrating at the end of your day. This is important. It's important that at the end of the day, we reflect back and look at what worked, what are we grateful for. That's how we really land our day. And again, I could go on, and I do have another video actually that's all about celebrating and why it's important. So if you scroll through our YouTube or look at past podcast episodes, you can find an episode on why celebration matters if you want more on that. Okay, so those are the three main parts. And today we're going to focus on the flying of the plane, the getting us to our destination. So if you're an entrepreneur, you have a goal, you have a desired result that you want your business to move towards. Perhaps you have a goal of how many clients you want to serve, or a sales goal, or a revenue goal. I mean, we're a business, so you're going to have some kind of tangible goal. Maybe you are an author, and so you have a goal of becoming a best-selling author. But whatever it is, we have a goal. And our DMO, our daily method of operation, is the system that we use to get us to our goal. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the key components of your DMO. I'm going to give a suggestion, a recommendation of how I think it's best for you to put it together. And you can change it. You can modify it. You can make it yours. This is going to be unique for everybody. So if there's something that I say that isn't a fit for you and you're like, oh, actually it's this instead, great, make it yours. I totally empower you to do that. But I'm going to give you the high level overview. Okay. So your DMO is going to be very simple. And this is just something that you're writing out on a piece of paper every day, or maybe you have some printed copies of, and we'll get into how you're going to track that at the end of today. But you're going to have a simple list that shows what your system is. And your DMO contains two key ingredients. The first ingredient in your DMO is the focus areas. Okay, the high level focus areas, the areas of impact. The second thing your DMO is going to contain are the specific actions that you take within each of those focus areas. So I would recommend that we have about 3 focus areas and about 2 or 3 specific actions within each focus area. Okay. Now, I think that there are 3 key focus areas that most entrepreneurs will use. You might use different words than I do, or maybe you need to modify 1 or 2 of these, but let me give you the 3 focus areas that I think work for most entrepreneurs. These areas of focus are, number 1, client fulfillment. So if you currently have customers or clients of some kind, you're going to be making sure that you are actually delivering your promised results or products to them, that you're providing a good experience for your clients. You're in business, and that is the meat and potatoes of your business. And so it is a priority. So we have a focus area that's client fulfillment. Maybe you call it something else, but the idea is the same. This is how you actually deliver the results to the people that hire you or buy from you. That's one focus area, client fulfillment. The second focus area that I would recommend is something along the lines in the marketing realm. So we might call this visibility or nurturing relationships or marketing or whatever it is that you want to call it. But this is where we are showing up so people who are not yet our clients and customers can connect with us, see us, and we can warm them up. Okay, so it's like connection, nurturing, warming up of people who are not yet our clients. So that's the second focus area that I recommend having. And the third focus area that I recommend is lead generation or sales or conversion or whatever you want to call that. But it's in the realm of taking people that have now been receiving value from you, that have been being nurtured by you, and you are saying, oh, actually, you are someone that I could really help if you become my client or customer. So now there's going to be some kind of sales process, or I'm going to move you into a lead generation system so I can take you through the step by step to see if, in fact, we are a good fit to work together. And if so, you're going to then become my client, and it starts all over, and then I prioritize client fulfillment. Okay, so the three main focus areas that I'm going to recommend are client fulfillment, visibility or nurturing, and lead generation or sales. And again, you can use different words, you can modify that. Now, I want to give like an outline example in case you're in a place in your business or in a season right now where one of those doesn't exactly fit. A few months ago, I was helping a client make her DMO, and she's a photographer. And the time that we were making this DMO was at what we'll call a slow season in the photography realm. So there's not a lot of client sessions happening, and all of her clients have already got the delivered products. And this is when photographers are going behind the scenes and doing all of the work to prep for the next season. So in her case, instead of having a focus area of client fulfillment, she had a focus area that was like business administration, the back end work that she needed to do to get her website updated, her marketing materials updated, so that she could be ready for the next cycle of client fulfillment. And now, a quarter later, as she is moving into the time when photo sessions are starting again, that is changing to client fulfillment. So just notice that your DMO may change quarter by quarter or depending on the season of your business that you're in, and you might have a different focus area for a short time. But in general, most entrepreneurs are going to have these three focus areas: client fulfillment, visibility or nurturing, and lead gen and sales. So I want for you to identify what are your three key focus areas. Think of it like this. If I could only touch these three parts of my business in a day, these would be the three most important parts. I've got to make sure that I'm delivering my services, that I am taking good care of my clients. I have to make sure that I'm growing, that I am doing marketing that helps me connect with new people. And I've got to make sure that I am making sales so that I have new clients to grow my business for the future. Okay, so that's part one. So go ahead and identify what are your three main focus areas. And it should just be a keyword like I was giving you. Then the next thing that we're going to do is identify the specific action items that go within each of your key focus areas. So here you're going to have approximately 2 to 3 actions underneath each of those focus areas. So let's break it down. For client fulfillment, what is one key action that you take to make sure that you are fulfilling on your clients every day? This might be like whatever platform you're using to check in with them. It might be that you are like somehow delivering your service or your product. If you sell a product, maybe this is when you're packaging up the products and taking them to the post office. Or if you're an online service provider, maybe this is when you are getting onto your online platform and connecting with them or responding to messages. or making sure that you have your meetings set with them. Now, for example, I'm a life coach, so I have client sessions during the day. That's not included on my DMO. Those are just time blocks on my calendar that I know I'm going to show up for. What's on my DMO is making sure that I'm checking in into our Facebook group and our messaging thread so I can respond to my clients and take care of any questions or needs that they have. And then the sessions that we have booked, those are separate. I just know that those are happening. They're on my calendar. I'm going to show up and I'm going to fulfill on that. But beyond those sessions, I need to make sure that I'm taking care of them every day. So I have an action item that tells me what specific platforms I'm going to go to check for messages and show up and deliver value for my clients. Okay, so you're going to have 2 or 3 actions of client fulfillment. Something else I want to say, just like a little asterisk, we have a lot of listeners that are in a network marketing company or direct sales or something, and you might have client/team fulfillment. And so maybe a part of your day is how you're taking care of your customers, packaging up orders, sending them to them. And the other part is how you're taking care of your team, checking in with them and helping their business grow. So just a little asterisk about that. So you're going to identify your 2 or 3 actions, the specific actions that you will take to make sure that you're checking in with your clients, whatever that means for you. Then we could look at our next category, which is something in the marketing, visibility, nurturing realm. And so we'll ask ourselves, what are the 2 or 3 specific actions that I take on a daily basis that helps me be visible, that helps me nurture my clients? For a lot of folks that use social media to grow their business, this might be something like sharing value on social media, whatever platform that you're on. It also might be engaging with people in conversation back and forth, or this could be writing a powerful email that gets sent to your email list, or maybe you're Pinterest marketing. And so this is you creating and sharing whatever pinnable thing that you're offering. So we want 2 or 3 specific action items under the marketing focus. And then we need 2 or 3 specific actions, something that we actually do every day under our third focus area, which I'm recommending is in the lead generation and sales category. This is where you are making invitations to people. So whether that is a call to action happening in a Facebook post or an email, or whether it's a direct invitation, we're actually inviting people into the next step, which the next step could be coming to a masterclass or listening to a podcast or booking a call with us. Whatever your next step is perfect, whatever funnel or system you have created, but we're making sure that we're actually moving that forward. And another action here is probably some kind of follow-up to make sure that you are in fact following up with people that you have previously invited who just needed a little bit of time, where they were checking their calendar or they didn't respond, to keep that moving. People hire us when we ask them to hire us. So we need some kind of call to action going out so that people know that they can work with us. We need to open the door with an invitation. That, my friends, is your DMO. So here's how we organize it. I recommend that the first time you just write this down. And so you would write your focus area and then like a little checkbox of the 2 or 3 actions that you're going to put under it. And then you write your second focus area. And then you have your 2 or 3 bullets or check boxes for the actions underneath that. And then your third focus area and the 2 or 3 check boxes for the actions underneath that. Now, I am a pen and paper kind of girl. So the way that I like to keep my DMO is every morning in my morning ritual. So I follow our Yes Life Wealth ritual, which we have a free PDF linked in the show notes if you want to grab that. So at the end of that practice, when I'm using my journal, I write out my DMO for the day, and it looks the same every single day. But that's how I end my morning time. That's going to shift me into my work time by having that ready. So, and then I go out and get ready for my day. But when I come back to get in my office, that page is open on my desk and I know exactly, this is how I fly the plane. This is what I do to move me to my desired results, to my destination. If you're not a pen and paper kind of fan, if you do not want to write this down every day, you could type this up one time and print off X number of copies. You could print off like 90 copies or whatever, 5 copies for the week, and you print it every Monday. You could also write this on a whiteboard and just erase kind of the check marks every day. You can get creative. You could use a bullet journal, whatever you want to do, but somehow it's really important that we are tracking what we do. Let's go back to our flight analogy. Can you imagine if the pilot was like, I'm following the system close enough. I don't need to keep track. That would not fly, my friends. The pilot is making sure that they are following their system and they are tracking it. And a reason that we want to track our system is because we want to be entrepreneurs that, yes, absolutely follow our intuition and know that feelings are information. And we want to use data. Before we make changes in our business, we want to see what's working and what's not working. And so when we track and are following a system on repeat, that really gives us good data and good information. And the other thing I found out is that sometimes people think they're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing the things every day. But once they start tracking it, they're like, well, I'm actually not. Like, I'm really good at showing it for my clients, but I almost never get to the part of actually inviting people to hire me. And so it makes sense that we wouldn't be seeing the result that they're looking for. Once you make your DMO, my recommendation is that you follow it every working day for 90 days. So I personally work 4 days a week. I am off on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I don't do my DMO on those days. Those are just days when I am taking care of myself. Okay. But on my working days, I am doing the system. So I would recommend that every working day for 90 days, you follow your DMO and you commit to yourself and let yourself follow it, because you will see results. When we follow a system that is curated to help us move our business forward towards our goals, it does work. I would love to see your DMO. Here is my invitation to you. Come over to our free Facebook group. It's the same name as this podcast, Live Your Yes Life, and share a picture of your DMO. That would be so awesome. I would love to see you over there, and I can give feedback and cheer you on. So come over to our Facebook group and share that. I want to remind you that we do have a PDF linked in the show notes for the Yes Life Wealth Ritual PDF. This is where you can see the breakdown of exactly how we recommend you set up a daily ritual, especially one that magnetizes wealth to you. So go ahead and make sure that you grab that and keep tuning in. Thank you for liking, subscribing, following us, and staying tuned for future episodes of this podcast. We love getting to serve you.